Hello guys, this is leathertoolz. Today I'm to talk about CHARTERMADE paring knife. Some of the guys have asked me if it's really worth it to buy this high quality paring knives, and I would like to say yes, it definitely worth the money. Actually, it worth more than the money because of how the craftsmanship and the functionality of this knife. I've been using this knife extensively, and I kind of trying to perfect it, how to use this knife. So if you don't know, I already did a review on this knife. If you haven't seen it, maybe you can see it clicking here. I'll put the link here. This paring knife is basically you can sky down leather very thin, and there is a lot of techniques out there to make very thin tapered at the around the edge, and you can do it with the machine if you're doing a lot of production. But if you're on a small scale, rather, you don't need to really invest in such a high couple thousand euro machines yet. You can start with using this CHARTERMADE paring knife. This is unique design by CHARTERMADE, and the work that how he makes his knives is quite interesting. These are all handmade knives, and not that handmade knives are very crude. It's very high. It's a high-end, handmade, high-quality knives. Even the fit and finish that you can see here, it's quite amazing. Where the blade and the wood meets inside this tang here, it's called tang, because where the knife gets inserted inside this handle. There's no gaps between the wood and the steel. Can you see it? There's no gaps. And this is quite it aged very well. The handle isn't this color from your first day you get it. I oiled it once and then I'm keep using it. It patinaed very well. It darkened over the time, and I really like this handle shape and the handle texture and the handle color, how it developed the patina over the time. And the copper ferrule also aged beautifully. So this knife aged very well over the time, and I really like this knife being in my workshop. I'm trying to perfect it, my hand skills, so maybe more in the future it will come up in my videos. And the steel that I'm using for this knife is N690, so which is it's a very similar to BG10 steel in Japan. N690 built from Bola. It's quite interesting steel. It has a very high resistance to water, and it has a very good wear resistance and water resistance. So it's quite interesting steel. You might want to check out if you want to find more about the steel. You can Google it. N690. It's a very good steel. Some of the hype in the knife industry is that if you are not using the highest, hardest steel in the world, your knife isn't cool anymore. But the fact that that's not true. Some of the knives are overbuilt so that it's not easy to sharpen it properly. So, for example, if you're using S10V steel for your knives, you won't be able to get it razor sharp with using traditional steels. You need to have the resin diamond steel, or you need to have a CBN stones to get it to get the initial sharpness, and you need to maintain it with the special tools and everything. And those stones are really expensive. I'm talking one stone costs around 200 euros, 200 US dollars or something. But with this N690, you can sharpen it with Japanese kingstone. Normal kingstone will do it. This is stainless. But this is not a stainless steel that's usually in budget knife. This is a high quality stainless. So I'm sure you have heard about carbon steel versus stainless steel. Carbon steel makes sharper edge, and stainless isn't. But that's not true in this case. N690 can be sharpened very sharp. That article, maybe you have heard about it. It was maybe comparing with the decent carbon steel with a cheap stainless steel, which is better than decent carbon steel is better at the terms of sharpness. Maybe that's the one that you are read about. but this is different story. Once you go above good stainless steel, it's a different game. So don't worry, it's a stainless, but N690 has a great sharpness. And if you live in a very humid area, humid city or humid country, it will not rust. So this is a really great feature that CHARTERMADE uses N690 on the paring knives. Yeah, and I want to point out also grind also. I've seen some fake ones and similar shape ones on the Instagram, and I don't want to support any of those copycats. It's really disgraceful, and it's really not a respect to a person who really designed this knife. You can copy it, you can use it on your own, you can make your own. I mean, it's a freedom. There's always freedom to whatever you do in this world. But if you're really trying to sell this to public, and then if you're copying someone's design, it's really not cool, man. Whatever you're doing, please stop. And your copying stuff isn't also as good as the original. So if you're trying to buy with a less money, you are not getting the same stuff. So what I mean is that if you look at this grind, how the CHARTERMADE put on, this is not a flat ground. It's hollow grounds, which means the stock gets thinner quite a lot towards the tip. So the blade gets super thin towards the tip from the initial thickness to very thin. This is a unique feature what CHARTERMADE puts on. It's a difficult grind. Of course, that makes a little bit more pricey also as well. But this edge is really nice when it comes to paring knives. I really liking this grind. It's a clever idea. Never thought about it, and this is what it is. It's a very hollow and thin taper grind to the edge. This makes a great paring knives. Okay, so if you are hesitating whether you should get this high quality knives for your leather craft, I definitely say yes. And you can get this at Rocky Mountain Leather Supply. They ship worldwide, so you can definitely go check them out. I'll put the link in the description in the comment box where you can get this knife. It's RockyMountainLeatherSupply.com. So if you're hesitating, don't hesitate. This is the knife, the paring knife that you will ever need for your leather craft. Yeah, I highly recommend it. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, I'll see you guys next video. Bye bye.